Hello all and welcome to another video from Techcanvass, the PMP exam question series. If you are following us, you know that there are already two parts that are released. We are in the third part of part 5. In this video, we are going to go through two questions and see what can be the possible answers to that. I am Anusha and let's start the video. Question 1. You are managing a team of engineers to build a packaging machine. After internally verifying that the product is ready, you shipped it to the client site. When the client received the product, they gave you a call asking whether the machine meets requirements or not. What should you do next? So you have four options here. Confirm that the product was internally tested and formally close the project. Perform the control quality process and use the contingency reserve to fix any discovered issue. Third option is collaborate with the client to get their signature approving that the product complies to requirements. And the fourth option is send an engineer to the client side to double check the product requirement. Now let's just read the question again. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to read the question again. All right. So let's start with the explanation. So at this stage, you should work with stakeholders to get their formal approval of the project scope and deliverables. So this is going to be the main objective of the validate scope process. Confirming that the product is internally tested on your part is not sufficient since the client should validate that the product actually meets the requirement. So now, controlling scope and controlling quality are supposed to be performed before the product is shipped. Now, in this situation, the client just asked whether the product meets requirement or not and did not report any problem. So the proper next step is to go through all the product specification with the client to formally validate them before closing the project. So the correct answer here is collaborate with the client to get their signature approving that the product complies to the requirement. So just to explain you guys again, controlling scope and controlling quality are supposed to be performed before the product is shipped. So even if you go ahead and tell them internally, let's say we are taking option 1 as the correct answer. Confirm that the product was initially tested and formally close the project. We cannot do that. What if the product which was internally tested and was in a good condition, when it reaches to the client, how sure are you that the product will not get any scratch or the product will not lose any data or the product is in the correct form? So option 1 is not the right answer to it. Now perform the control quality process and use the contingency reserve to fix any discovered issue. You do the control quality process while you're working on that product. You do not perform control quality process once the product is being shipped to the client location and we're about to close the project. Send an engineer to the client site to double check the product requirements. This is something which we can do as a form of support to the client. But collaborate with the client to get their signature proving that the product complies to requirement should be the right answer and should be your next step. So this is how you're going to answer the questions in PMP exam. All right, let's look at the second question. An agile team examines their burn down chart after running a 3-week sprint. Now click on the area where the team's progress suffered the most. So you might get those click on the areas questions where you have to click on a particular area, an option. Let's say in this diagram, A, B, C, D. That is where you have to click. A is the first week, B is the second week, and the third week comprises of C and D. So let's closely look into this diagram and understand where the team's progress has suffered the most. So looking at the diagram, at phase B, the team started with 27 story points as planned and finished with only 22 story points. Can you see the graph going down from 27 to 22, wherein A it is 30 to 27, and in case of C it is close to 27 to around 6. But look at it carefully. They are behind by 7 story points in B. That's where the whole answer lies, guys. The one with C option and D option, the time frame is less. While in option B, the time frame is more. While in option A, the time frame is equivalent, but the decrease in the story points are less. So you have to make sure that the decrease in the story point and the time, they both go along. For example, in option A, the whole process took a week, but the decrease in story point is just from 30 to 27. While in option B, it took again 1 week, but the decrease is from 27 to 22. While in option C, it's less than 1 week, but there are 2 story points in that 1 week. So even if the graph goes down, the time was lesser in C and D. So let's again look into this. They are behind by 7 story points since the forecasted progress at the end of phase B is 15 story points. So in all of the other phases, the team progress is either ahead of the forecasted progress or very close to the trending line. So the correct answer should be B. Now, most of you will be thinking in the case of option C, there's a decrease in the story point. But we also need to make sure that which is more closest to the trending line, which is nothing but the dotted lines in the graph. So that's why the answer for this question is going to be option B. All right. With this, we come to the end of this video. And generally, I share a tip or a trick to pass the PMP exam. But today, I'm just going to let you know something which you might be looking for an answer for. So, what is the PMP exam passing score? So, the Project Management Institute does not disclose much information about the PMP exam passing score. In 2005, they shared a passing score of 61%, but they have since stopped publishing any passing score and changed the PMP exam format multiple times. So, with the newest update to the exam in 2021, you may see a lot of sources telling you that the score is 61%. But there is not even a single information updated by PMI which says how much is the passing marks for PMP exam. So everyone, there's no confirmed or official PMP exam passing score. You just have to give your best for the exam. All right. So if you guys have any questions or queries around the video or around PMP, please feel free to reach out to us at info@techcanvass.com. You can also visit us at www.techcanvass.com. You can give us a call at +919325566777. Thank you.